So where I left off was I had created a form, again that's just a survey, for a particular student named John Smith. I had sent it to a teacher, which is also me, but I could have sent it to a number of teachers. I could have sent it to his entire, to all of his teachers. So what I want to do is show you from a teacher's perspective, what would that look like? I'll fill out the form for you, and then we'll put our case manager hat back on and show you where that data goes and what you can do with it. So if I go back to my mail, now I'm the teacher that I sent the form to. I'll get an email that looks something like this. It's from me, but it would actually say your name, so they know that's the case manager. Leiden IEP feedback form. Remember, we named the student John Smith. So I just click on it, and there's the form itself. If for whatever reason the form doesn't work, it actually does paste in the URL. I'm just going to click on that just to see what happens. Boom, and there's that form. So as a teacher, I could fill it out just like this, or I could fill it out from the email. I'm just going to try to fill it out from the email. And my class is, let's say it's English 1. And I have to answer a few questions. Oh yes, he always participates. He often listens to directions. Definitely communicates with peers, or with the teachers rather. Sometimes works well with peers and does not have a classroom attitude. I can add my comments there. Class preparation. Rarely brings his stuff to class. Homework's never complete. Classwork isn't done. And he sometimes works independently. And I can add my comments here. Classroom performance. And again, the average, John's test average is 23%. Compared to the class average of 76%. And again, that comes right from eSchool. And his strengths: John is a great kid and has a great attitude. And whatever positive comments they decide to put in. Accommodations: I haven't done any accommodations with John. And as a teacher, I would submit that. Am I submitting to an external page? I'm pretty sure I want to do that. And it pops in this thing. Are you sure you want to submit all your stuff? Yes, I do. Okay, boom. So that's for me as a teacher. That's it. It's done. My responses have been recorded. Now, let's put your case manager hat on. Where does that information go? I'm going to pop back to my Google mailbox or documents actually. Now, what you're going to see when you created that form, you took it as a template, and the template was originally called LHS 212 IEP feedback form. It automatically downloads a copy of that into your Google Docs folder. It's private to you. Only you see the responses. What I would suggest is changing the name real quick. Just because if you have 3 students, you have 3 different surveys that you've sent out, they're all going to be called copy of LHS 212. What I'm going to do is just really quickly rename it. And I want to call it, just get rid of that copy of. Just for me, I'm going to put JS, the kid's initials. Alright, so boom, I renamed it. Now, what does that actually look like when I click on it? You will notice it does not look like the survey. It looks like a spreadsheet. That's because it is a spreadsheet. All your responses for that survey are going to be in here. And you can see the fields. It kind of goes horizontally. The participates in class, listens, follows directions. It's a little bit slow. The comments here. Now this field here is going to get pretty big once teachers start writing stuff. So that it's going to get kind of large, but you can copy anything. You can paste it anywhere else. For example, into the IEP or the Power IEP if you need to, or anywhere else. Alright, so all of that information is there. Now, and if you send it out to 6 teachers, you should get 6 responses. Even gives you a timestamp so you know when they've submitted it. Now, here's the thing. How do you get back to that form? Let's say you forgot something, or you forgot to put in, when the IEP meeting date was, or something like that. How do you get back to that? Well, the way to do it is through the spreadsheet. The only thing you have when you go to Documents is LHS 212 IEP feedback form. Okay? And when you open it, it's that spreadsheet. But you might like to edit the form itself. You might actually like to edit the survey. Well, you go up to here, this menu, Form, and you click on it. Edit Form. Again, you could send it. Again, you can send it to different addresses. But I'm going to go back to Edit Form. Let's say I made a mistake on when that IEP date is. Actually, the IEP date is 10/31. So please, teachers, submit that form by 10/15, and you can add any other comments you want there. And then you would save it. And again, I can email that form to whomever I want. If I want to email it to different teachers, let's say Beth Buchanan is a teacher, Jason Markey is a teacher, Tatiana Bonuma is a teacher, and Will Wagner is another teacher, and Mindy McGuffin is a teacher. Okay, and again, same deal. You send it out, they're going to get an email, they'll give you some responses, and you should be good from there. Okay, so that's really quick how this works. Please ask any questions, contact me, contact Mindy, anybody. We'll try to get you help with this. It's meant to make your life easier, so hopefully we can get some consistent information about students, and once you get the hang of it, it should be pretty good. And by the way, it's a pretty cool classroom tool as well. If you want to create quizzes and things like that, there are ways to create forms and send them to your students as well. So anyway, that's the end of this. Thanks very much.